Recording in progress.
Okay, we'll jump into roll call. Chair Gonzalez. Vice Chair Anthony.
Here.
Commissioner Morsi.
Here.
Commissioner Redgate. Here. Commissioner Ogden.
Present.
Commissioner Abril, absent. Commissioner Dodds, excused absence as well. And we have quorum.
All right, do we have any communication on matters not on the agenda?
Chair Gonzalez, it looks like we do have 3 speakers. Would you like me to continue?
Sure.
Okay, thank you. Maybe. Thank you. All right. Please come forward in the name your order, the order your name appears on the screen. State your name clearly for the chamber as well as the gallery, and you will have 3 minutes to speak. So first up will be Mary Riley, followed by Kelly Lyon, followed by Melinda Wyatt. Please feel free to come forward.
Hi, I'm Mary Riley. You want me to take my address? Okay. I'm really concerned about all the development that we're doing. It's out of control. Everybody knows it. And there's several, I feel, realistic reasons to be concerned. We just finished going through having water withheld from the Colorado River. And I'm looking around at all this building and I'm just going, where's the water going to come from? I mean, I think it's a serious concern, people. I really think we have to have a vision. I know that Esther is very, Mayor Sanchez is very proactive, and I'm really proud of Oceanside for all the things they've done environmentally and with the turbines. But I think we have to face that reality, and I don't think we can just keep building until what? You know, we're not allowed to bathe more than once a week, or however that's going to go. And I know that we think that the taxes generated by all these people are going to somehow fix everything and give us money for the infrastructure. But the more people that we have, the more infrastructure we're going to need to put in place, and the more repairs we're going to have to do because of the usage. Our roads are terrible where I live. And a lot of it's the water that's coming out of the ground in Oceanside there. There's just so many other things to consider in this. And I just, you know, if they would build low-income housing and put everybody in there low-income housing, what a concept. We could help, you know, house people that have a low income. But this is not what this is at all. That's not what this is. 20 houses out of 300, 20 apartments out of 300. That's a joke. And they are middle income. And I don't see that we're really helping the people that this law was intended to help. This is, I'm sorry, profiteering. Anyway, and I do thank you all for everything that you do. I'm really concerned about the water situation for sure. Okay, thank you.
Kelly Lyon, thank you.
Good evening. My name is Kelly Lyon. Honored Commission members, I thank the city for its commitment to maintaining and improving our critical infrastructure. I have extensive concerns as a resident within 1,500 feet of the Oceanside Mesa Garrison lift station project, and I object to the construction and operation of the station at the proposed site of the closed Garrison Elementary School property. First and
Can
most
we
alarming.
pause
Can we-
real quick?
yes.
I think this is on the matter of
On
the
the
hearing.
public hearing item.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is, yeah, okay.
I'm sorry, I thought we
That's all
rejected
right,
through
that's
that. I
all right.
apologize.
Just have a seat and we'll hear you when we're hearing the project. Thank you. Melinda? Okay, great, thank you. Okay, what's next? Oh, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the prior meeting.
A motion to approve the minutes.
Terrific. I'll second it. All right, everybody in? Perfect.
Let the record show the motion passes unanimously.
All right, doesn't look like we have anything on the consent calendar or transportation, and we're ready to hear the project. Thanks.
Disclosures.
Thank you. Can I hear disclosures from the commissioners, please? Commissioner Ogden, any disclosures? Commissioner Ogden, any disclosures on the project? No. All right, thank you. Commissioner Redgate?
Just the report, and I'm familiar with the place.
Thank you. Vice Chair Anthony?
Staff report, emails, and went by the site.
Thank you so much. Commissioner Morrissey?
I read the staff report, visited the site, and I just perused a couple of emails. Thank you.
Great, thanks. Same here, read the staff report. I visited the site and I talked to staff. Thank you so much. Ready to go.
Thank you. Good evening, Chair Gonzalez, Planning Commissioners. I'm Shannon Vitale, Principal Planner in the Development Services Department. I'm here this evening to discuss agenda item number 4, the Oceanside Mesa Garrison, or OMG, lift station. As described in the staff report, the City Council determined in 2014 that decommissioning the Los Salinas wastewater treatment plant was more cost-effective than rehabilitating the aging buildings that were constructed around 1948. In order to decommission the Los Salinas facility, okay to keep it. Oh, no, you're good, you're good. In order to decommission the Los Salinas facility, construction of a new sewer lift station is required. This would enable a transfer of water flows from Los Salinas to the San Luis Rey Water Reclamation Facility. In 2020, the city identified the permanently closed Garrison Elementary School site as the optimal location for the new sewer lift station due to the site's proximity to major sewer pipelines at the intersection of Mesa and Garrison Street. In 2022, the City Council approved the purchase of approximately 3 acres of the Garrison Elementary School site to be used as a new sewer lift station. The approximately 3-acre project site, which is outlined in red on this slide, is a city-owned parcel that has a general plan land use designation of civic institutional, a zoning designation of public semi-public, and is located within the Loma Alta neighborhood planning area. The project site is surrounded by residential uses, including the recently approved Garrison Street Townhomes project located on the remainder portion of the Garrison Elementary School site. The project before you tonight involves a development plan for the construction of a new sewer lift station and a conditional use permit to allow the operation of a major public utility by the Water Utilities Department. The proposed 9,419 square foot building is a concrete masonry building designed in a mission architecture style. As shown on the rendering on this slide, the building would feature a tower element, clay tile roofing materials, and cream-colored stucco walls. The building would have a maximum height of 43 feet. Additional project features include those necessary for the operation of a sewer lift station and include a below-grade dry well, equipment room, storage tank, emergency backup generator, and odor control equipment. Access to the project site is provided by a 28-foot wide access road. Extensive site landscaping, including 51 new trees, would be planted along the easement road and perimeter of the project site. As was described in the staff report, staff reviewed the project for compliance with the general plan and the zoning ordinance. The project is consistent with the general plan because the project will implement goals and policies included in the community facilities element related to community facilities management and water and sewer systems. The project would help ensure that adequate public facilities are constructed to meet existing needs and future growth in Oceanside. The proposed lift station has been deemed necessary to ensure the city continues to provide an adequate sanitary sewage collection and treatment facility. The project is consistent with the city's zoning ordinance because the project is allowed at the proposed location subject to approval of a development plan and conditional use permit. In accordance with the California Environmental Quality Act, a program environmental impact report was prepared and it was certified by the City Council earlier this year on April 22nd. As outlined on this slide, the applicant has complied with the city's enhanced notification program. As of today, staff has received 2 letters and one phone call from adjacent residents who oppose the project. The letters were forwarded to the Planning Commission when they were received this morning. In conclusion, staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt Planning Commission Resolution Number 2026-P12, approving Development Plan D-24-7 and Conditional Use Permit CUP 24-3. That concludes my presentation. I'm available for any questions you may have. We also have a team from Water Utilities if you have questions for them as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any questions right now? We'll take public comment. Remind me the order of operations.
I couldn't see in what we were given, how far La Salina is from the Garrison site?
Commissioner Morrissey, I'll turn over to the Water Utilities Department to address that
Yeah,
question.
because I have a couple other questions. So,
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, Water Utilities has clarified that it's roughly 3 miles.
Okay, and another question I had, was there a cost benefit analysis of keeping or I saw that it's more expensive, but is that information available for us to hear?
Commissioner Morrissey, yes, our Water Utilities Department will address those questions.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mabel Ueda, Water Utilities Department Engineering Manager. Commissioner Morrissey, to your question, yes, back in 2014, City Council determined that it would be more cost effective to move the La Salina to divert flows from the La Salina wastewater treatment plant to San Luis Rey Water Reclamation Facility. We also did a climate action plan to assess our water and sewer infrastructure near the coast and what that impact would have. As a result, we reaffirmed the financial viability of diverting the flows from La Salina to San Luis Rey, and we confirmed that instead of rehabbing the existing La Salina treatment plant from the 1948 to meet seismic codes and also retrofitted for coastal impacts, that it would be more beneficial from a financial standpoint to reroute those flows in 2021. As a result, we also moved forward with the hydraulic analysis to determine what it would entail to divert all of those flows, and identified a sewer lift station at Mesa Garrison would be required to also achieve that reroute. Otherwise, there would be a potential spill at the intersection of Mesa and Garrison.
So my question was, what was the difference? And maybe you don't know, but you said in 2014, the city council made that decision, but I'd like to know, if you know, what it was. What are we looking at? What's the difference for us to move that from 3 miles away? And then I guess the other question is, I'm assuming that the structures and the pumps in bad repair, I mean, is there more benefit? So I'd like to hear a little bit more about why we're doing this.
Okay, sure. So this is, we have 2 wastewater treatment plants for Oceanside. And the La Salina wastewater treatment plant has all these treatment processes, and we treat that water and send that out into the ocean. what this project will do is replace that larger footprint of a wastewater treatment plant that treats on average, bless you, approximately 5 MGD of flow, and replace that with a pump station and 6 miles of pipeline. So we're sending flows that would normally be collected or converged at La Salina wastewater treatment plant and then pumping it 6 miles, not just to Oceanside, not just to Mesa and Garrison intersection. It is going 6 miles to our San Luis Rey water reclamation facility. That's the only other wastewater treatment plant to treat all of the sewer flows within City of Oceanside. So these are infrastructures to send the wastewater to San Luis Rey. It's not to have another wastewater treatment plant at the intersection of Mesa and Garrison. We just needed another pump station at that intersection in order for all of the flows to reach San Luis Rey safely.
So these flows are going to go to San Luis Rey then, is that correct?
Correct. And that is where it's home to where we have our recycled water facility as well as our pure water facility.
So the capacity isn't going to increase, it's just, we're doing this because it's just more efficient?
We're doing this because it is more fiscally responsible, because we did do a feasibility study to say either we keep the La Salina wastewater treatment plant and we completely rehab it so that it meets all of the seismic codes, and then also ensure that any coastal impacts are addressed. And it's a much larger footprint in comparison to if we were to replace it with a sewer pump station that will push all of that wastewater to our San Luis Rey facility.
So my question, original question, is it, if you were to fix it up, is it 2X? X being what it's going to be to build a new facility versus 2X to rehab the original one?
Correct. I don't remember the exact number from 2021, but it was definitely, several times more. It was significantly more than if we were to rehab it, the wastewater treatment plant, and keep it in place.
Thank you.
Can I check my understanding then? So we had 2 wastewater treatment plants, La Salina and San Luis Rey.
Correct.
And now we are going to centralize all the wastewater treatment and water recycling, all of that at San Luis Rey. And this is really just a kind of a way station, a pump to get it up the whatever altitude difference. I mean, is that what a lift is? That's what my,
Yes,
Okay.
that is correct. It lifts it and also pushes it that long distance.
oh, okay. So it's just a pump, but there's no treatment happening there.
Correct.
Okay, okay, thank you. Let's see, Commissioner Ogden, looks like you're in the queue, or Mercy, are you back up, or is that from before? Okay.
Commissioner Ogden, if you can turn on your mic.
Sorry. Question, in reading the email received Sunday from Kelly Lyon concerning a couple of questions. One is that Garrison Elementary School was closed due to 1 or more sinkholes. Is that a correct statement, if you know?
I do believe it was closed and they did have a sinkhole. So I do want to respond that the area where that was attributed to an existing metal pipe that is storm drain, and it is not in the same location where we're putting the lift station. And what happened was that corrugated metal pipe corroded.
Okay.
And failed and created this, this sinkhole, but it wasn't necessarily a result of the geotechnical. And even if it is outside of the area that we purchase.
So then soil instability would not be an issue here?
No,
Okay.
no, even if there was any kind of soil issues, the design would have
Okay,
addressed it.
great. Thank you.
Thinking, anybody else in the queue? Yours was answered, all right. You'll be around, right? Okay.
I'll be around.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Public comment?
Thank you, Chair Gonzalez. If we could have Kelly Lyon come first for her 3 minutes to speak. And again, same rules apply. If you'll please state your name for the gallery, and followed by Melinda Wyatt. So once Kelly is done speaking, you'll be up.
Thank you. My name is Kelly Lyon. Good evening. I thank the city for its commitment to maintaining and improving our critical infrastructure. I have extensive concerns as a resident within 1,500 feet of the Oceanside Mesa Garrison Lift Station project, and I object to the construction and operation of the station at the proposed site of the closed Garrison Elementary School property. As Commissioner Ogden mentioned, I'm very alarmed that the Garrison Elementary School was closed due to one or more sinkholes, and I believe it's reckless and dangerous to construct and operate a sewer lift station transporting 5 million gallons a day of sewage at a site with known sinkholes, regardless of the size or the cause of the sinkholes. The Program Environmental Impact Report, or PEIR, and available program documents never mention this. To me, this is a glaring omission that begs the question why this critical information was not on the proposed site was withheld. Second, the potential for sewage leaks, spills, or other accidents puts our health and safety and that of the environment at considerable risk. Humans make mistakes, and equipment will fail at some point. The Buena Vista Lift Station discharge of over 900,000 gallons of raw sewage in 2020 attests to that. Third, more than 2 years of construction-related noise, odors, reduced air quality, traffic disruptions, and potentially longer emergency response times will be a hardship on residents in the area. During operation, the station will continue to emit noise and odors indefinitely. These will significantly impact our reduce our quality of life. Yes, the PEIR addresses the impacts of construction and operation, but many impacts are deemed not significant. I find this approach to be incredibly short-sighted, and it belies the substantial negative effects on the residents and the environment in the projected area. For impacts that are designated as potentially significant, numerous mitigation measures are laid out, but specifics about how these measures will be implemented and particularly enforced are lacking. I implore you to find another site that avoids the dangers of known soil instability, offers significantly more distance and buffer for all neighboring homes, and does not jeopardize the health, safety, and well-being of our people and our natural resources. Thank you for the ability to comment.
Next, Melinda Wyatt.
Timer here? No, okay. Good evening, commissioners. My name is Melinda Wyatt. I'm an owner, a resident. I'm on the board at Arbor Hill Condominiums. This project is directly behind our property. Have very serious concerns about it. Kelly addressed a lot of them, but I'm going to speak them in my own words. This immediate area has approximately 1,000 units between condominiums and apartments. You know, there's Canyon Creek and Garrison Townhomes, et cetera. That's 1,000 units directly around, plus single-family homes. So figure that this could potentially affect a minimum of 2,000 people. I'm going to guess 2 people per unit. All right? So I think this is the wrong area for this. I think you should have found a more commercial spot, an open area spot, maybe over at El Corazon. I understand that topography matters, but that little Garrison Hill isn't the only hill in Oceanside. And I got to say this part, and it may not be right, but our area of town is legally classified as a distressed community. And it does seem in the world that distressed communities get more of this kind of stuff. It's not going up in Seaside. It's not going up in Rancho del Oro. It's going up in Loma Alta. Sewage lift stations have known problems. Kelly's already talked about some of them. Spill hazards, potential contamination of groundwater and potable water with or without a spill. Those tanks can leak. Noise pollution, odors, and not just odors, but actually noxious, toxic, and unhealthy gases like hydrogen sulfide, ammonia, and methane, which lead to breathing problems, headaches, eye irritation. It draws rats. How much time does that mean I have? 50 seconds. Okay, which draw rats and flies. I know that there are going to be safeguards put in place and mitigation measures. But as Kelly said, we all know that complications and failures happen. And I could cite the Oceanside Buena Vista lift station, which collapsed because of heavy rain, where the electricity was overwhelmed, and it released 900,000 gallons of raw sewage, and Oceanside was fined $1.5 million. So they do fail. The environmental impact report for this said that the noise would be very significant. That's how they classified it. They'll put in some measures, but again, those could not be adequate or they could fail. Finally, and most importantly, I agree about the sinkhole situation. Whatever caused it, it was there. That it alone was enough.
Thank you so much.
And at this time, if there's anybody else who would like to come forward, you could state your name and have 3 minutes to speak. I do not see anybody coming forward. Chair, back to you.
Thank you so much. I have some questions. I'm curious about kind of takeaways and learnings from the Buena Vista lift station failure and how any of that information is kind of showing up in this new project. Mitigation measures and safety measures. What do we learn and how are we doing it better?
Hello, I'm Fred Mayo. I am the Water Department Utility Director, and I'd like to answer some of that. So since the BV, the Buena Vista lift station failure, there was multiple things. First of all, it wasn't from too much electricity being used. It was the levee was over top. The water actually came over the levee and overwhelmed our system. Since then, we've improved valving there. We valved out our existing new lift station and our old station. We've moved gear, so that type of event shouldn't happen again. We've actually taken a lot of proactive stances. Last year, also, since I've been on board, we also took the proactive step of bringing high-capacity pumps in and have them staged before heavy rain events. And we plan on doing the same thing this year. That will help prevent our lift stations from being overwhelmed by inundation if the water goes over the freeboard on the levee. We have a very, very high confidence that won't happen.
How many lift stations are there in the city?
Thank you for asking. There is currently 34 lift stations throughout the city in every type of economic background neighborhood. It's not just one area. They're wherever the elevation or the topography demands that the sewer pipe is so deep, we have to bring it up to a certain elevation so it can flow gravity. The gravity mains, it doesn't matter where they're at. It's about gravity. It doesn't care what part of town it's in. They're all over. They're currently in neighborhoods throughout the city, and we have a very good safety record.
Where could the public see a map of that? Is that on our GIS?
Well, that's considered critical infrastructure, and we're not actually going to put that out for public consumption for many of reasons, but they can contact me directly, and I can probably work out through the committee.
Thank you. How many sewer treatment facilities did we have that are now consolidated? We're working to consolidate into one.
Well, we have 2 wastewater treatment plants. There's La Salina, that was built in the 40s, and we have San Luis Rey. San Luis Rey was built originally back in the 70s. Give me My math might be off a little bit
That's
on the
right.
original construction on it, but it has been modernized. It's actually a state-of-the-art wastewater treatment. That's one of the reasons why these lift stations are so critical to build.
Yeah.
So we can take the La Salina offline because it's 200 feet from the ocean. The impact of a spill could be real there, and its actual direct impact into the ocean.
Okay.
That's why these lift stations are critical. On top of that, the diversion of the water going from La Salina to the Buccaneer lift station and OMG lift stations, taking that sewer flow to San Luis Rey, treats it at a high-efficient wastewater treatment plant, which where you can convert it into recycled water, or send it to our pure water plant where we inject into the aquifer. So we can extract it out for more drinking water. Reduces our dependence on the Colorado River, and it's a very efficient way.
Okay, thank you.
Chair, I have a question.
Oh, there you are.
La Salina, when is it going offline? Buccaneer, when is it going to be constructed? When's it going to be constructed? I don't. Yes, that's La Salina wastewater treatment plant. That's it. Yes. That's the difference of a plant built in the 40s and one built in modern time. Yes. Sure. Sure. So I do understand, and what I do know about our lift station that's being built, OMG, Oceanside, Mesa, you call it OMG, to shorten it up a little bit. It is going to be a state-of-the-art air scrubber process. It's state-of-the-art. It's running through certain filtration to scrub odors, fumes out to minimize it. You can check out Oceanside Boulevard's lift station. What's the other? We have a couple other new ones too that are actually out by San Luis Rey, and we don't get odor complaints on. Pacifica, thank you. I kind of want to address the noise too, because these lift stations, they're deep. These pumps and the motors for them, they're underground, they're subterranean. I don't know the exact depth of our wet wells, but the pumps are at the bottom of our wet wells. So they're about 40 feet underground inside of a brick structure. So it's not like the old fashioned loud diesel generation and large, loud electrical motors that are out where it's just blasting the neighborhood with a bunch of noise or bearing noises. These things are contained inside. Gotcha. Anything else I can answer for you guys?
Any other commissioners? I do have one question about what happens to La Salina.
I can't answer that, and we'll go on city council direction on that. Our
Gotcha.
job is to build the lift stations and get our lift stations built, get them running for at least a year, make sure there's no bugs on them, and then we'll go on city council direction.
Gotcha.
What we're going to do with it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
I have questions about landscaping. Who wants to hit those?
Chair Gonzalez, I can attempt to answer your questions.
Okay, awesome. I sent them over, just trying to preview some of my concerns about vector control. Have y'all talked to them, or are they
So Chair
advising?
Gonzalez, I'll turn it over to the project manager to
Okay.
answer vector control.
Thank you. Hi,
My name is Kirill Dolinsky. I'm the project.
terrific.
So regarding the vector control, typically mosquitoes, rats, anything we don't like, it's because of the open sewer or standing water. Right now, the design is nothing's open.
Oh, okay,
So it is controlled.
okay. So there wouldn't be any need for, I'm thinking mosquitoes. There's not going to be any standing
There is
water
no
that's
any
going to need to
standing
be
water.
sprayed or anything
We
like
don't
that.
anticipate it.
Okay, okay, super.
And as Mr. Meyer mentioned, basically, it's in the wet well, 40 feet down.
Gotcha.
The pumps are pumping into the pipeline.
Okay. Yeah, I guess the next ones are just landscaping. I thought there was going to be some crossover there, but those as well?
On the landscaping, we utilize pretty unique delivery method of the project called progressive design build. So which allows some level of flexibility
Great.
to address your concerns
Terrific.
during the construction.
Okay.
So I saw your comments today, and it's not an issue. We can address those.
Okay. How will we confirm that?
So basically what it is, when the contractor will be providing the submittals to us, we'll provide them directions, and I can personally submit the submittals for your review and your approval, and if everything's okay and everything looks good, we'll give the green whistle to the contractor.
Sweet. I don't know how that works process-wise, but just so that we, the rest of the commissioners are informed and we have it on the
Absolutely.
record. The one, let's see, so the vector control situation is handled, but planting note 3 on L105 is specifying bioswale media per the BASMA manual, which is the Bay Area standard instead of San Diego.
It will be per San Diego area. Per San Diego
Perfect.
area. And what it's called deferred submittals. So when we receive the submittals, the contractor wait for approval.
Okay.
Can I clarify what the request was, Chair Gonzalez, one more time?
To see, what I'm understanding is that there's some flexibility in the design to address these concerns, that they might not have to be as conditions of approval, that we'll be able to.
And so landscape plans don't typically come to Planning Commission for review unless they're associated with an entitlement. So on this end, would they be something that we'd bring forward just to show you that what the project plans will reflect, not necessarily for approval?
Well, how does it work if, I mean, we get all of this information and some things, I'm noting some things that I want to be addressed. What's the best process to make sure that
If I can
they're-
propose,
Yeah.
you will provide your comments, and we'll address those comments.
Okay, so can I guess then I'll just run them down as conditions. Is that easier, or?
Well, you can add them as conditions, or we can bring the project plans forward with the corrections that you have. But again, they're
Okay.
not coming forward for action or approval from Planning Commission. They're coming to reflect the changes that you're making tonight as part of the project.
Okay. Run me down this process again. I'm so sorry. Talk to me like I'm dumb because I'm not getting it. I'm sorry.
No worries. So typically when an entitlement comes in and we
Yeah.
ask for landscape plans,
Right.
the landscape plans will receive a conceptual set as part of the entitlement project. The actual formal submittal doesn't come until post-entitlement, which would be the grading submittal. So
Okay.
at grading stage, they would be submitting landscape plans. Those are not subject to Planning Commission. They'd be subject to the city engineer for approval. So the process for who's approving the landscape plans is not coming back to Planning Commission.
Well, so what is this that I'm looking at then, right? This is all of the,
It's a conceptual landscape plan, as
Okay.
mentioned, as part of the entitlement. So again, the
Okay.
entitlement is a conditional use permit that is presented to you tonight, and that's inclusive of all the conceptual plans, landscape, development, and the operational.
and if I have issues with this concept,
We
I'm
can,
not,
no, we can make the revisions,
right?
but again, my point is just saying that in coming back, it's not coming back to you for a formal approval. It's coming
Right.
back to you just to present
To say that,
we
hey,
clarified and made these changes.
That's fine.
In regard, that's the
Okay.
whole, that's the thing.
Okay. I'm not trying to be difficult, just trying to understand the process, and
that's-
want to make sure these things get addressed.
Sure.
So whatever the best way of getting there, I'm good with.
Okay.
Okay. But just so that we're all clear about what they are, I'm just going to finish my list.
My job is to make it happen.
Well, the people of Oceanside happy, how about that?
That's for the ratepayers.
Right.
ultimately.
So, yeah, just like, these are just some things that we noticed were kind of, or that I noticed were off. So the Bay Area manual is going to be switched out for the San Diego manual. The planning note on L105 requiring native nursery stock, and then there's, 3 non-natives in there, swapping those out. We've got a Quercus cologi, that's an oak for foothills and mountainous regions. It's probably not going to do well here, but you already have the Quercus agrifola could swap those.
I will work with the planning department on the appropriate process, but to make sure that your comments are.
Perfect. The last one, and this is just a question for our process here. I guess it's speaking to your point, Director Romero, about these are just conceptual. We're not, like, the whole full stack is many, many pages that you all looked at, or?
Correct. We
Okay.
did review, obviously there may have been some oversight in some of those items, but we did review these plans.
Okay. How do you all decide which pages we get to see?
Chair Gonzalez, just so you're aware, the full set was hundreds of pages of very technical details.
Right.
So we decided as part of the development plan, there's requirements in our zoning ordinance of what's required. So the site plan, the elevations,
Okay.
the landscape plan, and that's
Okay.
what was provided to you and made available to the public.
Thank you. Thank you. Again, I'm not trying to be difficult, just trying to learn.
Real quick, Chair Gonzalez.
Yes.
I mean, moving forward, maybe this is a decision for all of the commissioners, but if you want the entire set of plans, we can provide that, but it's going to be a different link.
I think,
What we're spending here, Chair, is there's a process, and that will eventually be taken care of. But to go into this kind of detail now, I think is not appropriate, and it's taken care of, as the director said. So
I've heard.
that said,
Yep.
I'd like to make a motion.
All right. Any second? We've got some folks in,
Well, when I get recognized, I'll make it.
all right.
All right, the motion I would like to is to follow staff's recommendation and approve development plan D24-7 and CUP 24-3 by adopting Planning Commission Resolution number 2026 P12 with findings and conditions of approval attached herein for the construction and operation of a new approximately 9,000 square foot sewer lift station for the City of Oceanside Water Utilities Department.
Any second?
I second.
Any deliberation before we vote? All right, let's vote.
Let the record show the motion passes with unanimous approval.
Looks like we don't, let's see. Oh, discussion items?
It's a 10-minute rule issue.
All right. The item 5, the 10-minute rule issue?
Sure. Go ahead, Barbara.
Yes, so this item was requested by Commissioner Ogden at the last Planning Commission meeting, wanted a discussion about the 10-minute rule that appears in the city code applicable to city council. It's also, I will read the actual rule is in section 2.1.20 of the city code, and it's under council member statements. Subsection B says, a council member once recognized shall not be interrupted when speaking unless called to order by the presiding officer, or unless a point of order or personal privilege is raised by another council member, or unless the speaker chooses to yield to a question by another council member. If a council member while speaking is called to order, he or she shall cease speaking until the question of order is determined, and if determined to be in order, he or she may proceed. And then the last sentence of that subsection is the 10-minute rule, which reads as follows. Comments by any individual council member shall not exceed 10 minutes per agenda item. Now, the Planning Commission, pursuant to the bylaws, the Planning Commission bylaws, is already subject to Article 1 of Chapter 2 of the City Code, where this provision appears. So I think the discussion that Commissioner Ogden wanted to have is whether to implement this rule at the Planning Commission. Because at City Council, I believe they keep track of the council members' time that they speak on any given agenda item. We haven't done that here with this commission, and I think that's the question is, should we start keeping track of the number of minutes that each commissioner spends on a particular agenda item? So that's...
Thank you. Commissioner Ogden, talk to me about this. Do you think we have a problem?
Yeah, I think that my comment would be just to be consistent with what the city council has. And the city council's got 5 members on the dais. We have 7. So if there's 10 minutes for each person, that would be 70 minutes per agenda item through that process. And we have had some lengthy meetings before you were all involved here. And I think what comes to mind were the Olive Street project and the one out.
Eddie Jones.
Yeah, Eddie Jones, right, exactly. And that was it. It just was just to be consistent, that's all. It was just an item that I thought should be tightened up for that process. Not that we need it now, but I foresee that perhaps we would need it. I just think it should be something that we do that, so.
Do we have any data on how much our commissioners are speaking on particular agenda items?
We are not currently tracking any of that at the moment. We also have not run into an issue where one commissioner is going beyond. So, you know, it really is at your discretion.
Are you still in the queue, Commissioner Ogden? I see you up here.
You know,
but
if Barbara's comment to me, I think that pursuant to what you had mentioned, I don't think it's an issue anymore. So thanks for clarifying that as well. And if we need it, then we'll bring it back up again at some particular point in time. So I apologize for wasting everybody's time to make that suggestion. Thank you, Barbara, for chiming in on that.
No waste of time at all. I think this is great conversation that we should be having as appointed commissioners, how the process works. Commissioner Redgate?
I was just clarifying, no other commission has it in place, right?
Yeah, I'm not aware that
Just the
any other
council, which
commission...
makes sense because they're the council. Okay.
Right, I mean, they can, I think all of the bylaws of the commissions also incorporate these provisions, so they certainly could. But I think it's more of an issue for council because council has so many items on the agenda.
That makes sense. Okay, thank you.
Can I ask you, Barbara, to reread the part about the interruptions?
Yes. A council member once recognized shall not be interrupted when speaking unless called to order by the presiding officer or unless a point of order or personal privilege is raised by another council member or unless the speaker chooses to yield to a question by another council member.
Right.
If a council member, while speaking, is called to order, he or she shall cease speaking until the question of order is determined, and if determined to be in order, he or she may proceed.
Thank you. I think I'm going to have to get a little more on top of things to prevent interruptions in the future. Do we need to do anything else on this item?
Again, this is for the commissioners. If you're all satisfied, we can move on.
All righty. Anybody? Okay, next up, we don't have any miscellaneous actions, but it's time for commissioner reports. Director Thomas, I'm glad that you're here. Hi. Just questions about that College Bridge from folks that live in the Libby Lake area. And folks are really concerned about it and wanting a revised traffic control plan out there to keep the kiddos safe. And just wanted to bring that up to put that on everybody's radar screen.
I don't have anything to report, Commissioner, but your comments have been noted.
Thank you. Vice Chair Anthony.
Nothing to report.
Morrissey.
No report. Thank you.
Commissioner Redgate.
No report.
Commissioner Ogden.
I spoke enough last time, so I'll spare you guys saying anything. Thank you.
Hey, that's all
No
right.
comment?
That's the job here, doing our homework and bringing the comments of the people forward. City planner.
Thank you. Don't worry about it, Commissioner Ogden. I learned a lot with that 10-minute rule. I didn't know, so don't worry about it. Just a report for you for September. We have 2 items coming your way for September 14th, and then 2 items on the 28th of September. That's just in response to projects in the pipeline coming down to PC. The other thing that I'd like to mention is some good news for the Development Services Department is that we're going to be getting our new director starting August 31st. So next week we'll have a new director, and we're really excited to have them here. Her name is Lillian Doherty.
Excellent. Don't want to swamp her when she comes on board, but I'm looking forward to meeting her.
Thank you, Brian, for stepping in.
Absolutely, thank you.
You're quite welcome. Been my honor.
I think that's it, y'all. We're adjourned till Monday, September 14th, 6 p.m. And that's it.
Recording stopped.
I forgot they need that to